What is going on, YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C Dub. I'm back with a fresh cut and a brand new video. So if you're joining me today, guys, I got a great topic, and that is intermittent fasting becoming mainstream? And I'm going to get to it right after this. Hey guys, what's happening? My name is C Dub, and if you're new to my channel, thanks for joining. I hope you hang out and watch. If you choose to subscribe, I'm going to hook you up with tips and tricks and all kinds of information about intermittent fasting and OMAD. I lost 125 pounds using OMAD, and I kind of got an idea of how I can help you. If you've been a part of the channel and you're a weight loss warrior, thank you so much for rejoining me and for clicking on this video today. It's an important topic because intermittent fasting is turning around and growing, it seems like, every day. And so the question becomes, is it becoming mainstream, and what is it going to look like down the line, guys? And the reason this topic came to my mind and the reason I thought about doing it was I had an eye doctor's appointment the other day. I went in to get these, pretty eyes checked out. And the doctor was examining me, saw in my chart that it said that I weighed 300 plus pounds. And he looked at me and he said, "You're not 300 plus pounds. Did you lose some weight?" And I said, "Yeah, I did. I lost, 125 plus. And he said, "Well, how in the world did you do that?" And this guy, I would not call him overweight. He said on his BMI chart, he's listed as overweight, but he looked like maybe slightly heavier than he should be, but by no stretch what I would say is your average American male. He looked a little bit more fit than that. And he asked me what I was doing because he wanted to get his BMI back in the right range. He said his high blood pressure was starting to creep up for the first time in his life, and he was probably pushing his mid-50s, I would say, for his age, and he did not know what to do, wanted my advice on how to lose some weight. And I asked him straight out, "Have you ever heard of intermittent fasting?" His response kind of was surprising. He said, "Yes, I have heard of intermittent fasting. I don't know much about it." He said, "I was reading a medical journal that I get monthly the other day, and there was an article on the power of intermittent fasting, and he had said he hadn't really heard much about it other than he knew there was a certain period of time, around 6 hours, he said to me, that he should be eating, and the rest of the time he wouldn't." And he asked if that's what I did. I didn't really get into the details of OMAD. I didn't really get into the details of why I think OMAD is the most powerful or the warrior diet. I just wanted to make it as basic as possible. So I told him, you fast for 16 hours and you eat for 8, and you get yourself, in a rhythm that is comfortable. And, he asked me what he could do during his fasting hours, what was okay and what wasn't. And I said black coffee and tea, and he said he was fine with that. And he said he was going to start doing it, that, I had motivated him to get on the wagon and try this intermittent fasting thing out. So then it reminded me that originally I had also talked to my original doctor about it, and although he warned me of starvation mode and he told me a bunch of other nonsense that I wasn't really that excited about, he knew about it and was keen that it was helping people. My knee doctor was all about it. When I told him I was intermittent fasting, he said, "Go for it. Let's get this weight off of you. Let's get rolling." So the medical field is starting to understand that this is happening more and more and more. You have to understand that people in the medical field only know what it is they've been taught, and a lot of them have gone through school 20 plus years ago. So intermittent fasting isn't something that they're used to or that they understand, and they were greatly pushed the starvation mode during their schooling. And then the newer doctors, the younger doctors, probably are more apt to understand it, not because they were taught it in school, but because they see bits and pieces through Instagram and through almost all fitness. So that's where this is becoming why I wanted to do the topic of the video. When you look at all of these little things, the millennials of today are very comfortable with intermittent fasting, and they're talking about intermittent fasting a lot. And the more that it gets pushed out there, the bigger it gets. And you're starting to watch influencers that are in the health and fitness industry have to tackle the topic. Whether or not they agree, they have to go out and they have to talk about it on their channel. So you're starting to see more and more mainstream, bigger YouTube channels start to talk about intermittent fasting. And we've even seen a few of those channels dive in and try it. And one of the interesting things that I find is that I even saw a major influencer the other day say that he was recommending that you do it, Although we also recommend that you buy his cycling program so you know what meals and how to eat and all of that with your intermittent fasting to make it the healthier way of doing it. Of course, he's got to sell his product, but intermittent fasting is starting to spread a little bit like a virus. And I truly believe the only thing slowing it down is the fact that there isn't a lot of ways to profit from it. There's not a lot of ways for me to say, hey, listen, don't eat and pay me money for saying that to you. So because of that element of it, it makes things a little trickier. Again, in other videos, I've talked to you about why I think that's why coffee gets pushed, why other things in intermittent fasting get pushed, because it's hard to make a profit from it. But I do think that it is slowly overcoming that, and people are starting to realize that if they ignore intermittent fasting, if they don't talk about it, the numbers on their channels are going down, and people are starting to pay attention to the people that are talking about it. And I think that that's going to spread through the medical industry, and as young millennials start to come through, they're going to start asking their professors, which is going to inquire their professors to learn more and to push more into it. And then every single day, there's more and more studies. Matter of fact, I heard there's a giant study coming out on intermittent fasting this September. And when that comes out, I'll make sure to cover it, guys. But that study could revolutionize the medical industry, and it could really change people's opinions about what intermittent fasting is. And once the doctors start to roll in and start to say this is something we have to take seriously, it does start to push it into the mainstream. Once it gets into the mainstream, everything starts to change. The social stigma behind intermittent fasting will go away. You won't have to worry so much about talking about it. I think in 10 years, you will find out that most people are at least understanding what it is and are talking about it and don't look at intermittent fasting in such a negative light. I think that if we take the time to continue to educate people that are close to you, and I continue to make videos and other people continue to make videos, and maybe even you make videos, I don't know, the more people spreading the word, the better, because guys, it is a life-changing thing. And I do think that the medical industry is going to accept intermittent fasting down the line. Maybe 20 years it'll be something they're telling obese people to do instead of having surgery. How fantastic would it be for you to go to a doctor and have him give you an actual solution to your problem that does not require surgery? Man, that, I'm telling you guys, is a powerful, powerful thing. And I think that down the line we're going to get there. But it starts with the success stories. If you have one, guys, share your success stories. Let people know that you're having success, because that 2% that keeps the weight off is going to grow the more people find out about intermittent fasting, and the more we're going to be able to tackle the fact that it is not mainstream and that it's not something that people talk about. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you joining me. Real soon, guys, my face is going to pop up right here. Click on it and subscribe. Smash that like button. Show me some love. Show me some appreciation, because I do appreciate you guys, and I hope to keep growing this channel. Thank you so much. Peace.